You got to get another 20, 21%, Julie, just to close the gap from where we collapsed down to. So, no, I mean, this is like, it's like nothing happened after yesterday. It's like no rebound at all when you see a move like that. I'm more shaking my head at the kind of spoiled brattiness, if that's a word, of Saudi Arabia, just completely flipping policy. And I talked about this after the Aramco IPO, that Saudi Arabia, in my opinion, was going to start taking a firmer grip on OPEC or blow the whole thing up. Because if they need money for their budget now, they can sell another 1.3% of Saudi Aramco and raise $30, $40 billion again. So they've got a different tool that they didn't have before. So if they can't get compliance, this is something that you're likely to see. And on top of that, Julie, you're talking about a big problem for U.S. shale because of the speed with which this happened. There were only a couple of shale producers that I know of, specifically Devon Energy's one, that had any sort of hedges on at all. And you can't get hedges on once you're down 30% already. It's very difficult to get anything that works. And we've got $2 of contango in the curve out to August.
Bob, I got to ask you, since you brought up those shale producers, are you starting to see the trouble that, our last guest was talking about the Fed may need to assist in purchasing commercial paper to help some of these smaller companies refinance debt, and we know that some of these smaller oil players are going to have that very issue in the next couple of weeks and months. Are you seeing the red flags start to rise?
Well, I think they've been up for a little while, Andy. I think they're starting to wave now. And one of the things that bothers me about it is I don't think the Fed can justify smaller at-risk companies like that just kind of throwing money, but I think the White House can. Now, again, that's more of a political statement, I think, because I think the White House would do something like that, where they would throw money at fossil fuels. It's been their stance. So if President Trump could do anything via executive orders, I think that's one of the industries he would do it for. That's not likely to be politically popular across the broad spectrum of Americans, but it probably plays to his base a little bit. So I would more look for something toward the oil patch from the administration rather than the Fed.
All right, we'll see what happens. Bob Iacino, Path Trading Partners, good to see you. Thanks.